This is how we do pork chops. Simple, smoky, and a third thing. Simple, smoky, and full of flavor. All right, here we go. Oh, woo, that's perfectly cooked. Welcome back, folks. I am Chad, and today we are doing reverse seared bone-in pork chops. This is one of those that's just one of those middle of the week, super easy recipes that you can feed the family with, and they're going to love it. We're cooking these over apple pellets today, because what goes better than pork and apple? Come on. First step, we got to get it seasoned up. And we're going to season up today with pork and poultry. This goes really well. I love the color that it puts on chops, and it's also got that perfect mix of a little bit of sweet and a whole lot of savory. So we're going to get the tops of these pretty well. These are beautiful chops, by the way. You see nice, gorgeous internal marbling. They have that nice pink hue to them, which is what you're looking for in the store when you pick these out. We're going to just get the sides real quick. And then flip. You know, to me, pork is one of those that right now, you know, with meat prices and everything, it is just so much more affordable than everything else. So you still get that big ticket flavor without the huge price tag to go along with it. So this is one that I think you'll want to put in your arsenal. And then, of course, pork. We want to make sure we're perfectly cooking it, and what better way to do that than by utilizing the meter. So we're going to take, to me, I think this is about our thickest, biggest chop right here. So I'm going to go, and where I really care about is right here in the middle. So I'm going to take from this end, and I'm going to insert my meter. So now I've got my meter probe right there, and the thickest part of the thickest chop. All right, so now that we've got our meter inserted, I'm going to put these on the wood ridge at 180 degrees super smoke for 30 to 40 minutes. We're shooting for 130 degrees internal. All right, guys, the pork chops have reached 130 degrees internal, so we are now going to reverse sear those on the side burner. We're going to do that in 2 batches, so the easiest way to do it is to move the grill to keep warm, and we'll be able to hold those while we sear and vice versa. So let's get to it. We've got our butter and some herbs and garlic that we're going to use for the sear. Right here, this is what I call, we're making kind of the reverse sear sauna for the pork chop. It's going to be delicious. All right, let's look at our first 2. Now we're going to add our herbs for a little bit of flavor. And you got to have garlic. Going to let these go a couple minutes each side, get a nice crisp on the outside. All right, these are done. We're going to throw them back on and grab our 2 others. All right, these are done. We're going to pull them off, grab our other 2 off the grill. All right, these babies look gorgeous. Also, pro tip here, you'll notice we have the cooling rack down in a sheet tray. That's always great when you're resting meat because we want to let these rest, let those juices redistribute, and this gives that heat a place to go off. So we've got that little bit of breathe way down there to help the heat come out of the protein and help the juices redistribute. So So we're gonna wait a few, and then we're gonna cut this baby open and see how we did. All right, these have rested. We're gonna take them and put them on the board. Pull our meter probe out. And then we're gonna go just like that. Perfect. All right, guys, we see here we got a perfect cook on it. Now all that's left to do is try it. One of the things I like is I'm gonna make sure I got me a little bit of that pork fat on there. Woo! That's perfectly cooked. Don't let that little bit of pink fool you. 145 degrees, pork is safe. That's perfectly cooked. Oh. What I love about that, you get that velvety fat that has all that pork flavor, but then you get to the meat, which has so much moisture. You can really, really taste that smoke in pork. Pork's one of those blank canvases. The only thing for me personally that I'd like to accompany this bite is just a little bit of apple butter. That's one of the things I like, just a little bit of apple butter on top of my pork chop. It's absolutely delicious. I'm sure you've got your own little tasty treat that you like to add to yours too. But once again, this is a great middle of the week reverse seared pork chop. You saw how simple it is. Throw together a couple of sides with it, and you are gonna be the hero of weeknight dinner. For more great recipes like this, feel free first, go down and grab this one from the description because you need to be cooking it. And we're gonna be continuing to deliver great content to you every single week. We'll see you next time.
That was fucking awesome. That was perfect.
Awesome. That's a damn good pork chop for being so simple.